everyone, and welcome back to Mariana Books. My name is Mariana, and welcome to day 4 is it? I think, of TAGMAS. Today I am going to do the 1001 Books tag, which was created by Sandy at Miss Reads a Lot. Can you tell that this is my 4th video I'm filming? It was created by Sandy at Miss Reads a Lot, and I was tagged to do this by Kim at Middle of the Book March and Alisa at The Redhead. So again, without further ado, let's just get on with the questions of the tag. The first question is book list 1001 lists. Do you follow any book lists? It can be a prize list or a challenge like the Rory Gilmore challenge. I love book lists, and at the end of the year I love reading all of the best of book lists. I love them. I love the idea of following book lists, but I don't think I could ever do it because I can't, for the life of me, summon the willpower needed to get through a book that I don't want to read. When I was at school and I was assigned a book that I didn't want to read, I was an excellent skim reader, and I knew how to read a book in order to fulfill whatever the assignment was. So if I didn't even do it for school, I won't do it in my personal life. And if I encounter, for example, the Rory Gilmore list. I love Gilmore Girls. I'd love to do the Rory Gilmore list because it sounds so fun. But if I come across a book in the list that I really have no interest in, I won't be able to summon the willpower necessary to get through it. So I don't really follow book lists because of that reason, even if I think the idea sounds fun. I prefer challenges like the Reading Women Challenge or any other type of prompt challenge where they don't give you specific books, but they give you prompts, and so you can pick a book that you want to read for that prompt. That I prefer, even though I think it's a super fun idea to follow lists and read and check all of the books in a particular list. 1001 books. Approximately how many physical books do you currently own? How many ebooks? I didn't count, and I want to. So I'm going to put the number on the screen because I want to give you the exact number of the books I have there, and another bookcase I have in front of me, and how many I have on my Kindle. 1001 books read. Approximately how many books have you read in your lifetime? Do you keep track? I started keeping track on Goodreads a few years ago, I think maybe in university. I didn't track very consistently until more recently than that, but according to Goodreads, I think it's around 200 books in my lifetime. 1001 Arabian Nights. Have you read any stories from the Arabian Nights? Do you have a favorite? If you haven't read it, do you want to? I have never read it. The other day I was watching a video that said that Aladdin is based in one of the stories, and I didn't know that. But I guess I know that story because I watched Aladdin. But I'm not opposed to reading it. It's not like I would say I don't want to read it, but I also don't want to, in the sense that it's not on my radar to read anytime soon. 1001 flavors. Do you have a favorite food or flavor? In another one of the tag videos I did, I mentioned that my favorite food is, or type of food is, bread or pastries. In terms of an international cuisine, I really like Indian food. In terms of Mexican food, there is this soup called pozole that is delicious. And in terms of flavor, I guess I would have to say chocolate, because it's the I think the most universal flavor in terms of that I can eat it almost in any way, shape, or form. And there are flavors that I like, but that you can't eat it in as many different forms. And chocolate is almost a no-brainer if you eat it, unless it has raisins or cherries or some kind of filling. Unless it has that, then almost any chocolate I would like. 1001 pages. Do you have you read a book that is over 1001 pages? Is there one that you recommend and is worth the time? What is the longest book you have ever read? I think for all of those questions, the answer would be The Lord of the Rings. What I really like about the edition that I have is that even if it's in 3 tomes, you know, the Fellowship, Two Towers, Return of the King, the page count goes from, it starts at 1 in the Fellowship and then it goes on and it ends on the number that I'm going to put on the screen because I don't remember how many pages it has, but it keeps the count going. So the Two Towers doesn't start again at number 1, it starts where the Fellowship left off in terms of page count. And have you met me? Yes, it's worth it. Yes, it's worth your time. 1001 buckets. Do you have a non-bookish bucket list? What is one thing on the list? I don't have a list per se. Like, I don't actually have a list of things. There are things that I know that I would like to do someday, but they are not like a bucket list type of thing. I guess the most common is it's in terms of travel. I would love to go to Ireland and Scotland one day. And then 1001 numbers. Do you have a lucky number? Is there a story behind it? No, I don't have a lucky number. Some people have said they like the number 13 because it's usually considered unlucky. And my birthday is December 13th, so I guess I would be partial to that number. But it's not lucky, and it's not like if I don't know, play the lottery or something, I pick the number 13. I honestly don't. Like, I honestly don't have a number. 1001 authors. Do you have a favorite author and or genre? I talked about my favorite author in a previous tag video. What was the tag video I talked about? I'm going to link it in the cards and down below, so you can go check that answer. In terms of genre, I am a genre fiction reader, so any type of genre fiction, I usually stay away from contemporary or literary, but any type of speculative element, romantic element, fantastical element, in terms of fiction. In terms of non-fiction, my favorite is history. 1001 activities. Do you have a favorite outdoor activity? I'm going to answer that question with another question. What is an outdoor activity, you say? Outdoor, like going outside to the wild, like sun, bugs, air, fresh air, that kind of thing. I'm not following the question. I don't. Activities outside, you say? Yeah, no, I'm not familiar with that. 1001 book clubs. Oh, yeah, that one is not a prompt. And I love it because every time I see the video, people say, this is not a prompt, but Sandy asks. And if it's not a prompt, I'm not going to include it because it's not a prompt. It was a question Sandy asked to be answered in the comments. So if you want to answer Sandy her question, go ahead and check the original video and answer her in the comments. And then finally, 1001 or 10 plus 1 friends, tag some friends, and you know the drill. I'm not going to tag anyone in these TAGMAS videos, so if you are one of the few people that haven't done this tag, then go ahead and do it if you feel like it. I will see you tomorrow with another tag. In the meantime, happy reading.